Okay, everyone, welcome back to another video. I know, it's been forever. I haven't done a video on this channel for a while, but I wanted to do a video because I was just in a mood to, and it's really hard to keep up two channels, but I promise I will try my best to keep up this channel too with reviews and stuff. Um, um, but yeah, so today's review is actually not a movie review, it's a TV series review. And it's a review on Once Upon a Time. If you do not know, Once Upon a Time is actually my favorite TV show. Season 3 is coming out in October, I believe. So we're going to review Season 2. I already reviewed Season 1 a while ago, so you guys can go check that out if you want. Season 2, I'm just going to jump right into it because we have a lot to talk about. Season 2 is pretty much, it takes place right after the last episode of Season 1. The curse is broken, everyone remembers who they are, and everyone is kind of mad at Regina, because Regina is the evil queen. And she doesn't have powers back. She expected when the curse was broken, she would have her powers back. Well, that wasn't the case. She had to work to get her powers back. While that happens, Regina ends up in jail. She, I think, tries to kill the town or something, and she ends up in jail. Well, while that happens, a wraith, it's kind of like, that sucks your soul out, kind of like one of those Harry Potter things, comes in the jail and gets her. Well, if you remember the, hat from the last season, yeah, if, to get to Wonderland, well, it pretty much, they tried to use that to get rid of the wraith. And, so yeah, and pretty much it does. The wraith goes in because it's sucking, Regina's soul out, and of course, Emma, Snow, and Charming are all trying to save her because that's the nice thing they do. Come on, they're Snow White and Prince Charming. They save everyone. And pretty much it does, but I think the wraith grabs onto Emma and pulls her through the portal, the hat portal. So Mary Margaret, Snow White's like, I'm not leaving her again, and she pretty much jumps in the portal to be with her daughter, Emma. And I also want to say it was a cute beginning how Snow and Charming get to see Emma, because when they first meet her, they don't know her as their daughter, because they don't know they have a daughter. So that was a cute little greeting. Then Henry gets to meet his grandparents. Snow and Charming are his grandparents. But anyway, the hat pulls Emma and Snow back to Fairy Tale World, their enchanted forest. And there they meet Mulan and Princess Aurora. I liked Mulan to some extent. Aurora, I love the Disney version of Aurora, but I didn't really like this version. She was more like a damsel in distress in this, and I'm not saying damsels in distresses are bad because I tend to like damsels. But again, all the characters I love, I think they're strong in their own ways. I definitely think they could have worked better with Aurora. They could have made her a little more tougher, like Snow, maybe. But no, she's like has to be protected by Mulan all the time. And then we learned that Philip, Prince Philip, is also attacked by the wraith, and I think we think he dies or whatever. So pretty much Emma and Snow are in Fairy Tale Land, and they're captured by Mulan and Aurora, or Mulan. Mulan's not very nice at first in the beginning, and so so they are taken to this camp where they are pretty much prisoners. Um, and they're prisoners, and then they meet a woman. Now, she was in I want to say 1 or 2 episodes of the first season. I'm pretty sure just one. Cora. And if you don't know who Cora is, that's the evil queen's mother, Regina's mother. I really thought that Cora, the character of Cora, was supposed to be Mother Gothel from Tangled. Because she's very overprotective, and she's very strict with Regina and stuff, and wants the best for her, and stuff like that. But anyway, they meet her, and Snow remembers Cora from when she was a kid, and Emma starts talking to her, and saying they're not from there, they're from Storybrooke, and they want to get back, because Henry and Charming are back there, and Emma's worried that Regina will do something to Henry while she's gone. So pretty much Snow is knocked out when Emma and Cora are talking. Snow wakes up and says, "Do not talk to her. She's evil." And they pretty much, Mulan and Aurora pretty much help Snow White and Emma pretty much try to get home. The only way is through the enchanted portal that brought Emma here to the real world. And that they have to travel back to Snow White's castle, where Emma was supposed to be raised, where Emma was born, but had to be taken, and because the portal was still there. Well, they get there, and Cora follows them, because Cora also is trying to get back to Regina. And throughout the show, Regina it goes back and forth to the fairy tale land of the past, before the curse, and then in the present where Mary Margaret and Emma are. And Regina pretty much, or Cora pretty much did not want Cora following her. Regina wanted to get rid of Cora. She did not want her in her life anymore, because of what she did. If you don't remember, Cora killed Regina's true love in the first season, so she's still a little mad about that. And she wanted pretty much her to be executed. And so they are, Cora actually burns down the portal, so that's pretty much like the only way, one of the only ways to get back to Storybrooke, this world. And it's very complicated. Then we are introduced to Captain Hook. I love the Disney Captain Hook. He's more of a comical villain. I'm not a huge fan of the comical villains. I'm more of a fan of the dark villains like the Evil Queen and Maleficent and Cruella. But I do like some sense of humor in them. Like in the Disney Snow White, the Queen had no sense of humor. She was just pure evil. Maleficent had a tad humor, not much. But Captain Hook, he's one of those. He's not really dark. The actor was good. He reminded me too much of Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, so that kind of bugged me, because I was expecting to see this long hair, black hair, red suit, but no, he had short hair in a black suit. So, not, in my opinion, not the best adaptation of Captain Hook. He's okay, and so pretty much that story falls in the show. And we learn that he meets Rumpelstiltskin, and Rumpelstiltskin is like one of the main characters of the show, like everyone else. And Rumpelstiltskin's wife, Amelia, I think her name, pretty much she left Rumpelstiltskin for Hook, and Rumple is of course mad about that, and they fight, and Rumple is the one that cuts off Captain Hook's hand and he's the crocodile. You know how in the Disney movie the crocodile ate his hand and stuff. Well, Rumple is this. So throughout season 2, Captain Hook does nothing. He tries so many times to try to destroy Rumple. So we learn that, and then we learn that Rumple actually kills his wife because she's not very good to him. She really wasn't. She was kind of mean. I guess you could say kind of emotionally abusive to him. She would call him coward and stuff. So he took out her heart and pretty much crushed it. So that's that, and that continues throughout the season, at least until the very last episode of Hook trying to get Rumple. We learn about Emma's past. Emma's in season 1, she's a very mysterious character. We didn't know a whole lot about her besides what she said. All we know is that she was from Tallahassee, and stuff like that, and she pretty much she did not have the best life. You would think, oh, she's the daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming. Well, not in this world. She didn't have the life. She was adopted, then she was a foster kid, then she was an orphan. So she was a thief. And one day she is stealing the yellow bug. She stole that car. And before she gets in it, she meets this guy who's hiding it out in the back car, who's also stealing the car, and his name's Neil. Well, we learned that she, likes him. A few months pass, they go into a relationship, and you think it's going to be really serious, and they steal things together, and they really, love each other, but, it turns out that Neil is wanted for stealing watches or something, so he has to get away or whatever, and pretty much Emma he has to go to this, train station to get the watches out of a locker, and Emma offers them, then Neil, go somewhere, then Emma gets arrested, and we learn that in jail, Emma is pregnant. Guess who? With Henry. So Neil is Henry's father. So we get to see Henry's father. And also who comes back is August, Pinocchio. And we learn in season 1, we learn that Pinocchio went through the portal too. And he was supposed to protect Emma. And he didn't really do such a great job at that. And he left her at a young age, and he's still trying to make up. So he pretty much tells Neil, he meets Neil and says, hey, okay, you need to leave her alone. You're not meant for her or whatever. And but Neil's not an ordinary person either. We find out more about him in the future. So pretty much Emma and Snow and Mulan, and all of them are trying to get home, and they found Captain Hook, and they are trusting him to help. There's an episode with the giant that from Jack and the Beanstalk is played by, I don't know the actor's name, but he's in Lost. Lost, if you guys don't know, is actually my second favorite show. I just got done with all 6 seasons last week, so I love that show, and a few actors from Once Upon a Time are in it, so I enjoyed seeing them in another show too. And they have to get this compass and these other beans to open a portal in the water. And so they do that. We learn more about Snow White in the past. There's one episode where Charming is going to see his mom and of course the Queen's guards come, and actually an arrow gets shot in her, and she passes away. They try to save her, and Snow finds out she's pregnant. I'm sorry, I really tried so hard to get, like, I cannot say Snow White got pregnant because I'm a huge Snow White fan. I love the Disney Snow White, the Disney Evil Queen so much, and that's not really canon in my book that Snow White has a daughter. I mean, it's a different adaptation, but anyway, there's more episodes, and finally, and it's this match versus Emma, Mary Margaret, and Cora. Because Cora's trying to get back to Storybrooke to be with Regina, and she wants to apologize and all this, and pretty much Cora is like a competition, and it's very we learned that and stuff like that, and we learned how Regina got her magic. Obviously Rumpelstiltskin taught her magic, and she wanted something to kind of get rid of her mother. She was sick and tired of her mom, and she just didn't want to have that bother anymore. So pretty much we learned that Regina pushes Cora into Wonderland through the Looking Glass, and that's really the last Regina thinks she's gonna hear of her. And stuff like that, and then we see what's next. You know, more about the Evil Queen. Then finally, Emma and them get the stuff, and there's this time where Cora took Aurora's heart, and Aurora's being controlled, they finally get the stuff where they need to get home, and this whole time, why Mary Margaret and Emma are in Storybrooke, back in our Enchanted Forest, back in Storybrooke, David and Henry and the whole town are trying to get home too, and there's more things on Belle and Rumpelstiltskin, because as you guys know, Belle and Rumpelstiltskin kind of fall in love. Belle's like the Rumple is like the beast too. He's the crocodile and the beast. Which I like the actress who plays Belle because she's in Lost and she did really good in that. And I like Belle, but the whole Rumple and Belle thing, I wish they would have just kept the beast, because the whole purpose of Beauty and the Beast was Belle loved the beast who he was, and she didn't care that he was just big, hairy monster. She still loved him, and stuff like that. So, pretty much, Henry contacts Aurora. They like have dreams in this like fire room, and when David does it, or Charming, his name's David in Storybrooke, but Prince Charming does it, he falls asleep and cannot be waken up by true love's first kiss. He only can be woken up by true love's first kiss. You know, and on top of all this in Storybrooke, Regina is she's not so much the Evil Queen. When you think of the Evil Queen, you just think of evil. She's that evil queen who hates Snow White. Regina in Storybrooke is very, very different. She's not evil. I mean, there's some things which she does are not nice, but she's not evil. She is trying to redeem herself for Henry, because she really loves Henry. And she wants to be a better person, a better mother, and she does that through all of season 2. And the character of Regina really has a lot of emotion, behind her, and you know, she's holds it in and stuff. I really like how they went with that because it really makes you start to feel bad for her. Regina's my favorite character, and I really do feel bad for her. So that's in Storybook, and then back in Fairy Tale Land, finally they are Mary Margaret and Emma pretty much find a way home, and they use it, but right at that last minute, Captain Hook betrays them, or Cora and Captain Hook, because they're kind of teaming up, but you know, are fighting and stuff, and they try to get through, but well, you can guess who gets home first. Emma and Mary Margaret do. I really really like that they get home. So they get home, and at this time, Rumple and Regina expect that Cora are gonna come through, and Regina still wants nothing to do with her mom. So they're gonna go try to stop anyone coming up from the well, because they come up from a wishing well, pretty much. Like in season 1 of the last episode, how Rumple pours the potion in the well. Well, that's the well that they come up in. And they don't want Regina or Cora to come up, because Regina's like, she can do, you know, anything. She can take anything from me away that I love. And that means you, Henry. And she, you know, so they're trying to stop her, and so yeah, I mean, so of course Henry thinks Regina and Rumple are gonna save Emma and Mary Margaret, and I think that's their goal, but they just don't want Cora to get through. So Rumple and Cora or Regina go to the well, and Henry pretty much stopped them. They're like, you can't do this. My mom Emma is in there. My grandma Snow is in there. They're gonna come back. You have to believe me. And Regina is like, okay, I'll do it. So she pretty much takes all the bad powers that keep people from coming into Storybook and absorb them in her. So she kind of almost risks her life for Henry, you know, because she loves him. Then Henry and Mary Margaret and Emma return, and there's a big happy ending with that. Mary Margaret wakes David and stuff like that. Then we realize that Cora and Hook find a way into Storybook. So they're in Storybook. They you know, don't. Cora's purpose is to really to get Regina. Hook's purpose is to kill Rumple. And so in the next episode, Regina, the whole town of Storybrooke throws Emma and Mary Margaret a welcome back party at the diner, Granny's diner, because they were gone so long. And and Emma invites Regina. People are like, why did you invite the evil queen, you know? But she saves them and stuff. So there's more about that. Then Cora actually frames Regina by killing Dr. Harper. Now, he doesn't really die. They just make it look like he dies. So there's a little hate on Regina right there, because, you know, Emma sees it in magic and stuff, and but then they find out that they didn't. Then Cora finally goes to Regina, and she says, I'm so sorry, I should not have killed Daniel, your true love. I should have let you be with him. I should have made you marry Snow father. So at that moment, they kind of team up. Like, they're going to take over Storybrooke. And pretty much you think of Regina like, isn't Storybrooke already taken over already? Also, I meant to say, you find out that Cora is the Queen of Hearts in Wonderland. I forgot to say that. But they pretty much, because Korra wants power. She has no heart. She wants power. So she wants Rumple's powers because he's the Dark One. And he has this dagger, and if she kills him, she'll get all his powers. So they're on the hunt for that. And so are Snow and Charming. Now, it's revealed that well, I won't talk about that just now. But Rumple, this whole time, has been looking for his son, Bellfire, because he went to the real world too, and so Emma owes Rumple a favor for saving Cinderella, or Ashley, and so her and Henry go to New York City, and Rumple does too, and they meet Rumple's son, and it turns out that it's Neil, Emma's old boyfriend, and she didn't know, and I don't think he knew either, and pretty much Henry and Neil meet. Henry's a little mad because Emma told Henry that his father died, and stuff like that, so that was cute how Henry and Neil meet. Rumple tries to, get closer to his son Neil, and then we are introduced to this woman, name, what's her name, Tamara. Her name's Tamara, and we learned that's Neil's fiance. Also, I just want to say, in a few episodes back, before Rumple actually leaves to find Neil on his own, Belle's saying goodbye, and Hook shoots Belle, and if people go over the town line, they lose who they are, and Rumple had magic on, so he still remembered. So Belle falls over, and she forgets who she is. She does not know who she is. So there's a big car crash, and this car is coming into Storybrooke, and a guy named Craig crashes there, and we learn that he is not, back in the 80s when Storybrooke first came, when the Evil Queen cast a curse and they landed, there was a dad and his kid camping out, and when Storybrooke appeared, they were walking through town like, well, yesterday there wasn't a town here, it was just all woods, and they go to the diner and they meet Regina, and Regina really likes this little kid. She invites them over, she tries to get them to move in town, and this is, I think, what made Regina want to have kids or adopt a kid. She pretty much kind of got a little obsessive of this kid. His name's Owen, and she pretty much, got obsessive. She wanted to keep him his own. She wanted to get rid of the father, and she pretty much does, but Owen, the little kid, he runs away, and we learned that Craig, the person who got in the car crash, is him. So he's there looking for his dad, because Regina took him away. We also learn in a later episode, Korra's backstory. She pretty much was a miller's daughter, and she was poor, and she worked in the castles, and pretty much Rumpelstiltskin is the one who trained her to have her magic, and she fell in love with Rumple, and they were going to be together, but she took out her heart, so she couldn't, because she wanted power more, and we could see Regina as a baby. And also we learned that Snow, actually, because in that episode where we learn about Korra's past, is a big war against Regina, Korra, Snow, Emma, David, and Neil. And pretty much Snow, in a later episode, we learned that Snow has a mother, in which I didn't get this time period. Snow, in the Snow White story, Snow was a little baby. She barely knew her mother when she died. So she was like 12 maybe when her mother died. So she knew her mother. So her mother gets sick. her mother's a queen and stuff, and she dies. Well, we learned that Quora killed her mother, so she's been planning Regina to be a queen for a long time. Because she wanted Regina to have the power and stuff, and stuff like that. So we learn. So pretty much, the blue fairy offers Snow a candle where you, in one side you say the person, you pretty much trade a life. One side you say someone's name, then the other side you say, let's say, you say, on one candle you say Regina. Then on the other side of the candle you say Snow White's mom. Snow White's mom would live, but then Regina would die. It's like pretty much trading places. Well, Snow White, you know Snow White, she's too good to do that, so she won't. But Rumple in New York City, he's stabbed in the chest by Captain Hook. He goes to New York City, and pretty much that failed, but he's wounded. So he's trying to get, when they get back to Storybrooke, he's trying to get Mary Margaret to do that for him, and she's like, I didn't even do it for my own mother. What makes you think I would do it for you? This video is getting long. I'm so sorry, but there's a lot to talk about. So she does, but she uses Cora's name and on her heart, and Regina catches her and she says, you know, your mother's heartless. Wouldn't it be great to, you know, have a heart in her, then she can actually love you? So Regina kind of falls for that, and then Regina puts Cora's heart back in, and Cora dies, and it saves Rumpelstiltskin. So Regina the Chorus has her revenge back against Snow. So then in the episode we find out that Greg is Owen, the little kid that Regina was obsessed with. Mary Margaret, because she gets depressed, because, you know, Snow White, she doesn't kill anyone. But Mary Margaret confronts Regina, and pretty much Regina rips out Snow's heart, and she says, do you see this? There was a little black mark in Snow's heart, and that pretty much makes Snow dark, and Snow's getting darker. We also learn more about Pinocchio. He went to China because, you know, the Blue Fairy said you have to be good, you have to be truthful, you cannot lie, you have to be good. Well, Pinocchio has not been doing that. So we learned that he's turning back into wood, so he is in Tokyo, I think, or somewhere. China, Tokyo, and he tries to get help. We also learned that Tamara and Greg are in kind of like a relationship, and Tamara and Greg are not who they say they are. They are out to destroy magic. And pretty much Greg's there to find his dad. So yeah, then also we learn about Neil Balefire, where he went through the portal, and he goes to England, and he meets Wendy, John, and Michael, and he lives with them for a while. Now, one thing, we also meet Peter Pan. Peter Pan isn't that great. He's not good. He's more evil, and I'm sure there'll be more of him in season 3. I bet you, because they go to Neverland. I'll get to that in a minute. And pretty much he kidnaps kids. So they kind of took a really, really dark path with Peter Pan. So that's where he goes. So, Regina is to the point where she's sick of Emma trying to steal Henry from her. So she's like, no, there's a self-destruct button where me and you can go back to the Enchanted Forest and live. But all your family would die. And of course she tells Henry that, and it doesn't turn out so well because he loves his family and he loves Emma, and he doesn't want them to die. And so Regina is about to, and she goes back to the elevator where Maleficent is, and we actually see Maleficent again, but it's a little stranger. She's in like this zombie form, like she's a zombie, like, and her and Captain Hook fight a little bit, and I really like that because when I think of Maleficent, I think of the horns and the dragon and stuff. So, pretty much, Regina pretty much betrays Hook and kind of leaves him there to die for Maleficent to kill. And when she gets back to the library, Greg and Tamara are waiting. Well, there was a cuff that was on Regina that took her magic, or for a temporary. And Greg is so determined to find his dad. And they kidnap Regina. So they take her to this like fish house, and they pretty much torture her until she talks, and she's hooked up to this bed thing. And we learned that Tamara and Neil did not meet on accident; they met on purpose. Tamara met. She knew where Neil was and stuff, so she met him on purpose. But anyway, pretty much Regina gets tortured. So, but of course, Charming and Snow come to the rescue, and we learned that Peter Pan wants to find Henry. And this is back in Fairy Tale Land, and Henry's not even born yet. Very long time before Henry's born. So we learned that Greg and Tamara are going to Neverland, and they kidnap Henry. Neil learns Tamara's true colors, so their engagement is kind of off. Neil gets sent into a portal to Fairy Tale Land, which Emma thinks he's dead because he got shot. And so yeah, so pretty much and then the self-destruct diamond, it goes off. Tamara and Greg reenact it, and everyone thinks Storybook is like gonna blow up. So everyone thinks Storybook is just gonna die. And of course, Regina, she, being this good person, says, I can slow it down, but I can't stop it. So she tries to slow it down. In a few episodes back, Belle gets a new personality named Lacey, like this kind of trashy bar girl. And so Rumple has to fall in love with Rumple all over again. Well, in the last episode, Belle gets her memory back and stuff like that. So, but of course, no. So Regina thinks she's gonna die, and she's like, "Just let me die as Regina. Everyone knows me as the evil queen. I don't want to die as the evil queen. I want to die as Regina. Tell Henry I love him." So she pretty much tries to slow it down so and Henry, Emma, Mary Margaret, and David can get away to the Enchanted Forest. That's what they were planning to go back to for a few episodes. Well, since it's the Charming family, you know they're not gonna leave a person. So, so they go back, and pretty much Hook, he steals the bean, and he's about to go back and go to the Enchanted Forest. So Emma realizes the bean is gone. So they think they're all gonna die. There's a cute moment where everyone thinks they're gonna die. Mary Margaret, David, Regina, Henry, Emma. There was a cute moment where, you think they're gonna die. So Emma goes to Snow and Charming and says, Mom, Dad, and hugs him. And then Regina says to Henry, I love you, I really love you, I wish I could stop this. And then Emma realizes, maybe you can't stop that, but maybe we both can. So Emma and her both stop the diamond. So it's great. I knew by the end of the episode Storybook would not be destroyed. There was no way. But Greg and Tamara kidnap Henry, and they go to Neverland. And Regina, Emma, and David, and Mary Margaret try to save him because they see him jump into the portal. So Emma freaks out a little bit more than Regina. She's like, no, no. So guess who comes back with his ship? Captain Hook. And pretty much this is where Rumpelstiltskin joins. I disliked because he did not let Belle go on the ship. And he said, you gotta stay in here in Storybrooke. So that, I wish Belle went with him. And so they're headed, and Rumple and Hook, at least until season 3, are truce now. They're not really friends, but they stop fighting, and they are on their way to save Henry in Neverland. So Regina and Rumple, Mary Margaret, David, and Emma, and all of them are on one ship. So I'm sure Regina's goodness won't last for long. But so that's pretty much it. I'm super excited for season 3. Also, this video is super long, I know. If you have any requests at all, movie reviews, TV reviews, I'm gonna review Lost and The Walking Dead. Those are my 2 main other TV shows that I want to get reviewed. I may take a little while for Lost because there's 6 seasons. But if you have any movie reviews, just comment or send me a message. And even you can send me a message on my other channel, The 101 Jenko, because I'm on there more. And if you send me a message, I'll be more motivated to do that. Also, once I get to 50 subscribers, I will be doing a DVD collection. So if you have not seen Once Upon a Time, I definitely recommend it, highly recommend it. It's an amazing show, my #1 favorite show. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and have a great day.